Sherman Byers started out as the OC at Notre Dame for a year, then moved on to become the head coach at Akron, where he won the MAC championship and lost in the playoff to Texas in his first year. He follows that up with a bowl win versus Louisiana Monroe in his second year, then goes ahead and takes the job as the Pitt head coach. He convinces Eli Holstein to stay for his senior year. Then they go on to defeat the LSU Tigers the first game of the year. They go on the road to defeat Florida State and NC State. But after going 8-0, they finally fall to the SMU Mustangs at home. 31-28 in a heartbreaking loss. A game-winning field goal in the final seconds. So Pittsburgh's 8-1, 4-1 in the conference. Clemson's at the top. Louisville, Miami, Stanford, all doing well in the conference so far. So it's not going to be an easy path to the ACC championship game. Things need to happen. And Pitt has fallen all the way to 17th in the nation. They were 5 at one point. They got to face Boston College, Virginia, and Duke. Their final 3 games of the season. And then we'll see if they can make that championship game. But let's first find them here at home against Boston College, a rival dating back to the Big East days. Here's a throw and a catch to Montero for a touchdown to make it 7-0. Now here they are backed up, but their running back Lloyd will get the first down, and then Jules Goff, the other running back, gets another first down. How about this pass? Incomplete. Diving catch attempt, no good. But here it is, 7-0. A throw and a catch to Renfro, but there's a flag on the play. So now it's 3rd and 15. The ball comes back. Holstein can't complete that catch. And in the second quarter, they will attempt a field goal. This doesn't look like a very successful attempt. It won't be. Boston College, though, does not score. So we're back on offense. Holstein to the receiver there for a completion. Now it's 2nd and 1. And Lloyd gets a nice gain on the ground. 2.5 left to go in the second quarter. 3rd and 5. And, incomplete pass there. I let the CPU make this field goal now. I'm learning to do this instead of trying it on my own because I suck. It's 10-0. It's 10-0. Pitt with the lead, and they get the ball back. How about almost gets sacked there? Holstein does. And then he runs to the end zone for the touchdown to make it 17-0. Escapes the sack. Runs for a touchdown. And how about this throw to Renfro? He's going to go all the way for a 6. And all of a sudden, Pitt is starting to pull away 24-3. 2nd and goal in the fourth quarter. A throw, a catch, a touchdown to Renfro again. 31-3. How about Renfro? No way. A hat trick. 3 touchdowns in one game. You can't be serious. 41-3. The final score after a slow start to the game. Pitt, their offense comes alive, and they win it in a rout. And 378 passing yards for Holstein. 5 total touchdowns. Of course, he had the one on the ground. No interceptions. Not one. Lloyd actually had a couple of completions. Must have been some jet sweeps, something like that. But, a great win. A great bounce-back win after their loss to SMU. As you see, not much gain on the ground between Goff and Lloyd, but they were effective. And Renfro, 8 catches, 3 of them touchdown catches. Montero had a touchdown catch. So, nice way to start out the video. Nice way to start out the, next chunk of their season. Of course, they're 11th. Not of course, but I think you should know that they had the 11th best recruiting class in the nation, which is nice for the future. They're ranked 8th now. They went from 17 all the way up to 8th. What a huge jump. You can see North Texas is ranked right now. Tulane. Got a couple of G5 schools ranked. And Georgia's at the very top. Clemson right beneath them. Yeah, Clemson is 10-0. Undefeated in the conference and in general. So they are kind of skirting their way to the championship game, barring any upsets. You can see the conference standings. The other conferences, USC right now is top of the Big Ten over in Michigan and Oregon. Notre Dame's 9-2. Yeah, there they are. Notre Dame's 9-2. Akron is 6-4. So not quite the start that they would have wanted, I would imagine. And you got Memphis, you got Boise State. Both those teams in the Pac-12. Georgia leading the nation in the SEC. You got Texas as well. Oklahoma 6-4. So yeah, some interesting things going on around the nation. Look at the stats at Eli Holston for 3,000 yards passing, 27 touchdown passes, 6 INTs. Lloyd is having a nice season. And then Goff over 250 yards rushing as the second rusher on the team. You got Seymour. You got Renfro with 76 catches. Love that slot receiver. Getting a lot of usage there. He is. And then you can see nationwide. Where's Holstein? Holstein is about the top 10 in passing yards. Raiola is leading in touchdown passes. But those are the stats. Checking out the job security around the league, around the sport. Purdue, Florida State, those coaches are in danger. So is Duke, BYU. None of these schools really get my attention. I mean, Sherman Byers is committed to Pitt for at least 2 seasons. But if something major, like if Ohio State were to open up, I have to really consider that, right? So, but for now, we are happy where we are. And now we are facing Virginia at Scott Stadium in Virginia. And this quarterback is McGarahan. He's going to pass it to his running back for the first down. 3rd and 10. McGarahan with that could have been a fumble. They call it incomplete pass. So Pitt ball, score 0-0. Holstein with the throw to Montero. Now here is the jet sweep. Jules Goff with a nice gain here. First down. Eli Holstein with the throw to Triplett, the 3rd string running back. Holstein with the pass to Nall, the tight end. Trickling the ball down the field they are. Now here is Montero. Another catch there. Going for the screen. And Renfro will find his way into the end zone again. He's having quite the season. Now here's the running back for Virginia. Rich Rogan with the first down. They have McGarahan with the throw, the catch, with the receiver there. Although it might be his running back. We're in number 23. I don't have all the numbers to all the players, unfortunately. There's a first down to probably Ward. I have the names written down here. I don't have all the numbers to all these players. Rich Rogan with the first down. Now here is number 9 with the first down. That's probably Ward. And then here's a touchdown catch to McLaurin, I believe, is that receiver's name. McLaurin. So first down for the Pitt Panthers there to tie game at 7 now. Got Jules Goff with the first down through the air. 2nd and 5. Holstein with a nice throw to Seymour. Gets a big gain there early in the second. Probably had some options there. Decides to get sacked instead. Probably not the best idea. And then Holstein with the throw to Seymour for the first down. 2nd and goal. 8.5 left to go in the second quarter. Eli Holstein will throw a screen to Jules Goff with the touchdown. 14-7. How about a pass to Montero for the first down? And then Holstein to Goff. Can't get the TD. 4th and goal. The tight end will punch it in. Risky move that pays off. So now it's 21-7. What will McGarahan do? He hands it off to Rich Rogan, who can't get the first down. So Pitt gets the ball back with some time left in the first half, and Holstein's going to get sacked. And then Holstein will throw it to Jules Goff. Not much time to do much after that, so it's halftime. Here's Holstein. Incomplete pass. So now it's that was on third down. So now they punt it, and McGarrahan with the throw to his receiver. Actually, no, that's Jaden Gibson. Number 9 is Jaden Gibson. I actually had that right here. I don't know why I didn't see that. First thing, there's Jaden Gibson again, and Jaden Gibson with the touchdown to put the Virginia Cavaliers. What's wrong with me? The Virginia Cavaliers are now down by 7. There's a nice sack by Virginia's D, and now McGarrahan completes a pass there to his tight end. McGarrahan at shotgun with the throw and the catch. Now here is a backup running back getting the touchdown. 21-21 tie. Right, should Pitt be a little bit nervous? Jules Goff gets the first down here. It's still third quarter. You got Montrevious Lloyd, who's going to take it to the house. Big time touchdown for Lloyd to make it 28-21. Now it's 2nd and 14. And you got just a bad play right there for Virginia. Back to Pitt ball. And we got Montero with the a first down reception. Now here's Holstein with the handoff to Jules Goff. Makes it 1st and goal. The fullback punched it in for the touchdown. And will that do it? No, maybe not. 35-21. Does McGarrahan have any tricks up his sleeves? Well, his sleeves are pretty short, and he's going to get sacked, so I guess the answer is no. Here's another touchdown by the fullback, and that would pretty much do it, I believe. Yep, 42-28. Virginia definitely made it a game. It was definitely interesting there. It was tied for a little while, but Pitt able to pull away. They're starting to look like a second half team. It's up with, slow starts but strong finishes. Over 400 yards of total offense. Yeah, McGarrahan had 3 touchdown passes. Holstein had 2. 130 yards rushing for Montrevious Lloyd and a touchdown. Merrick, the fullback, had 3 touchdown rushes. You can see Jaden Gibson had a touchdown. Ward had a touchdown. Maybe Ward is number 23. It's just an unusual number for a receiver, but I'm pretty sure Ward is that one dude that I was thinking was a running back, and it wasn't. But and Hawthorne. Hawthorne was the other running back who scored. Now we're seeing the numbers. I thought we didn't see the numbers. I guess we do. I wish I had really thoroughly researched before I started narrating the video. But Clemson is now number 1. I guess Georgia fell. Georgia lost. Georgia no longer undefeated. Pitt is now in the top 5. So let's check out the CFP bracket. You can see Pitt would face Louisville, which kind of would suck. An ACC matchup, not quite fun. But you can see Boise State, Clemson, Texas Tech, and USC in the top 4. We got to finish the season with one more conference game against Duke. Duke coming to Pitt. Looks like it's raining, which maybe not. Maybe it's just cloudy. But here is Holstein. No, it is raining, isn't it? The graphics. Okay, now I'm seeing it. Jules Goff with the first down there. 2nd and 2. Got a blitz. Holstein with the throw to Renfro. Renfro having a great season. Now here's Holstein with the incomplete pass. 4th and goal. Here comes the field goal. I wisely decide to let the CPU do it, and they get the field goal. 3-0. 3rd and 19. What will Holstein do? That was a risky throw, but it worked out. Montero with the catch. Now here's a first down for Pitt. 3rd and 1. Lloyd with another first down, this time on the ground. Oh, I was trying to get it to R1. I couldn't get it in time. Damn it. How about another field goal? Ooh, that didn't look like it was going to go in. Why didn't I let the CPU do it that time? I don't know, man. Sometimes I just do things and do them. Lloyd with a nice gain right there. Nice run. 6-0 so far. And here is the catch. Montero, the big gain. 2nd and 1. Lloyd manages to get that first down. 3rd and 9. And Holstein will throw it. Yikes, that could have been bad. But hey, here comes another field goal. I guess I decided, you know what, I can make these field goals. And you know what? I kind of was right. I made that one at least. You know, you're only going to get better if you practice, right? Renfro, first down, trying to get a touchdown before halftime. That'd be nice. Here is Holstein with the throw to Montero gets the catch. And then that was also risky, but doesn't quite get it. Null. Fullback, Merrick with the touchdown. Merrick getting some end zone action these last few games. Here's Lloyd. Can't get that in there. Then we get a QB sneak. QB sneak. Did I say snake? QB snake for a touchdown. 23-3. And here's another touchdown to Seymour through the air. 30-10. Game getting away from Duke. And how about another touchdown pass? Why not? Why freaking not? Montero with the touchdown catch. Final score 37-17. Pitt ends the season with just one conference loss. 11-1 in total. A great season for Sherman Byers, the coach that I'm centering this whole series on. That I blinked on his name. What am I doing? Whipple on Duke had a nice game. Montero though had a big game, 132 yards receiving, one touchdown catch. I mean. Now here is the playoff picture as we see it now. Georgia, Clemson, Texas Tech, and USC top 4. Get Kansas State versus Pitt, possibly, but we still got conference championships games to look forward to. And unfortunately, Pitt will not be playing in the ACC. You won Miami, I guess, because they're 7-1 as well. They got some sort of tiebreaker over Pitt. You got USC, Michigan. You got Georgia, Texas A&M. You got Kansas State and Texas Tech. But you know what, guys? Check out this freaking recruiting class. I mean, some pretty nice 4 stars that we got to commit. And trying to get Braylon Trimble, the halfback. Can we get him? I don't know. We're gonna try. What I usually do, I usually settle around 19 to 20 targets, 19 to 20 recruits by the season's end, and then I use the rest of my spots for transfer portal, because I do think transfer portal can be valuable, trying to get guys that are, you know, juniors and seniors with some experience for added depth, or sometimes you can get a good starter that way. So that's kind of how I approach things. Checking out, you know, job security. Honestly, I want to stay at Pitt for another year at least, but if an SEC school calls, it'd be hard to resist. You know, even Missouri, Ole Miss would be fun. I'm open to pretty much any big-time SEC school, although I do. Sherman Byers is committed to staying at Pitt for at least 2 years, but I gotta keep my options open just in case the right job comes along. You know, it's all about the big paycheck. It's all about the money. For Sherman Byers, all about the greens. Kansas State beat Texas Tech in the conference championships. Big 12 championship game. Tulane won their matchup. Georgia lost. You got Clemson defeated Miami 49-7. That is crazy. USC defeated Michigan 38-22. So Michigan likely is out of the whole picture. USC guarantees themselves a spot. Checking out the bracket, yeah, you can see USC, Texas A&M, Clemson, and Kansas State, the top 4. You got Penn State versus Pitt. That is quite the game. You got Tennessee versus Georgia. Another great game. Bama, Notre Dame, Tulane, Texas Tech. Those are fun matchups. I mean, Tulane 12-1 facing Texas Tech. Maybe it might not get the greatest ratings, but seems like it'd be a fun game. Bama versus Notre Dame, 2 legendary schools, of course. You got Tennessee, Georgia. That's a great SEC matchup. And we got some commits. Keontae LeBourne committed to Pitt, and we are very appreciative of him, even though I don't know if he's going to get much. Hopefully, he's a 3-star gem, so maybe he does end up getting minutes down the line or playing time. Vizina, Christopher Vizina ends up winning the Heisman. Didn't he win it last year? Is he a 2-time Heisman winner now? I feel like he is. I don't know how I feel about that. But yes, Penn State will be facing Pitt in the playoff, in-state rivalry, which hasn't really been a rival in the last couple of years, last couple of decades, I should say. And unfortunately, Ole Miss doesn't want me to be their head coach. Purdue and West Virginia did want my services, but if those feel like lateral moves at best. So we're staying with Pitt. Trimble went to Miami, you son of a bitch. How could you? How could you do that? I mean, I guess he's from Fort Lauderdale. I guess it makes a lot of sense, but I'm still a little hurt. But hey, you know what? We got LeBourne, who maybe he'll be something. I don't know. But we got Klutz, we got Talbot, we got Cuevas, we got K. Deer, we got Cantwell. Hopefully he can do well. Caesar Chin. That would be a fun name to say. Hopefully, he has a great freshman year. Otherwise, won't be able to say that name at all. But Pitt, 13th recruiting class. Pretty respectable ranking, I would say. No 5 stars, and yet we still managed to get be in the top 15 there. Vizina, check that out. Vizina at Clemson crushed it. 48 touchdown passes, 6 INTs. Holston, though, 31 touchdowns, 6 INTs. For me, handling quarterback, only throwing 6 interceptions in 12 games, I'll take it, man. That, yeah, I'm really proud of myself. The maturity that I showed, that I displayed as quarterback, I think needs to be commended by myself. Lenora Sellers had a nice season for Tennessee. Somebody had 52 touchdown passes. That's pretty crazy. Checking out the rushing yards. Lloyd couldn't crack the 1,000 yard mark probably because he was splitting his time with Jules Goff. And then here, I don't know if any of my guys are top in the receiver list, so we'll just kind of ignore that. But yes, Vizina, Player of the Year. No pick guys on this list. I'm Sherman Byers, 6th as head coach of the year. Couldn't quite get the whole thing. I kind of wish Eli Hosting had some consideration for best quarterback. Jeremiah Marcelin, one of the best defensive players on our team. Then Davion Pritchard for best defensive back. He's in the top 4. Montrevious Lloyd is up there for running back, not the top, but top 6, which we'll definitely take. Receiver, I don't think any of our guys made it. It's kind of a committee there. Lombardi Trophy, Isaiah Neal came in 7th in that one. The Golden Arm Award, defensive end, interior lineman. Nall didn't make tight end. Our defensive coordinator made a top 10 appearance in that particular award. And look, Jeremiah Marcelin won best linebacker, which is nice. The Lou Groza Award doesn't go to any of our guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it for those awards. I don't always show that screen, by the way, so don't get used to that. I've sometimes forgotten. Sometimes you get so excited about getting to the next season, you kind of forget to capture everything before the season's over, which is unfortunate. But hey, it happens sometimes. But yeah, so we got the playoffs coming up. Pittsburgh versus Penn State versus Pitt. I can talk, certainly. So we're going to be checking it out. Of course, there's a lot of bowl games coming up. We'll keep tabs of the scores as things continue. You can see Oklahoma versus Cincinnati, Arizona State versus Louisville. Oh wow, Louisville didn't make the playoffs. Remember we were gonna face them for a hot minute, but then that didn't happen. Checking out the conference standings, yeah, you can see. I don't really know what happened here. I guess Miami won a tiebreaker between us, which is unfortunate. You can see the other standings there. Penn State 9-3 for the season. So, and they'll be facing Pitt at Acrisure Stadium. So you would hope that Pitt will be able to handle Penn State pretty well. But I mean, we'll find out in a second here. We see Georgia top in the SEC. Okay, so let us get into the playoffs. It's about that time. Penn State versus Pitt coming up. Whoever wins this game faces Kansas State. So, I mean, I think of the four teams with bye weeks, you probably want to face Kansas State the most, and then you probably wouldn't want to face Clemson at all. But hopefully, Tennessee or Georgia knocks them off. Georgia, considering they almost won the SEC and they were number one for a good period of time, that really kind of screws Clemson over, doesn't it? I mean, Clemson goes undefeated, and they might have to face Georgia in the second round. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, let's finally get to it. Penn State versus Pitt. The hype. This would be pretty hype. This would be for the state of Pennsylvania. This would be pretty hype. Here's Eli Holstein throwing into Jules Goff for a first down, converting the third down. Now here's Holstein again. 2nd and 12. He's going to run it this time and get the first down. He slides. Sometimes that doesn't always work, and my guy fumbles, and I hate that. But here's another first down to Seymour. 3rd and 1. Lloyd busts his way for a first. Eli Holstein. Yikes. Who was he throwing it to? What was I thinking? What the hell happened? I don't know. Terrible decision. So now we got Penn State, 2nd and 6. This is C.J. Carr, who, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he Lloyd Carr's grandson? Yeah. It's pretty crazy seeing him playing for Penn State. Here's Jules. So that he got sacked. Jules Goff doesn't get the first down there, but you know who does? Montero, which is nice. Still the first quarter, by the way. Still scoreless. Eli Holstein will throw it to Seymour, who gets the touchdown. And Pitt is on the board in the playoffs. Pitt fans excited. I mean, there'd be surely a lot of shit talking between Pitt and Penn State fans. The rivalry has been long dormant, but I think a playoff matchup like this would certainly bring it back to life. You know, it'd be a fun thing. Now here's C.J. Carr. Ooh, he almost fumbles the ball, but somehow still has the ball and gets sacked. I don't know what the hell was happening there. It's like he glitched out. Maybe he thought, I don't know. I really don't know what happened there at all. Now here's C.J. Carr passing it to his running back, Quentin Martin Jr. Can't get the first down. Now Penn State's going to go for a field goal. Let's see if they can get it. It is good. 7-3. Second quarter. Montrevious Lloyd goes around the defenders, gets the first down. Now it's 3rd and 10. Holstein with the throw to Montero. First down, 2nd and 5. Holstein fakes the handoff, throws it to Montero. Again, Montero's starting to get some more looks as a receiver late in the season. Oh, and what a terrible decision there to throw it. It gets intercepted, so Penn State gets the ball back. 3rd and 2, C.J. Carr with the little toss to his tight end there, but doesn't get much. So Pitt ball. Montrevious Lloyd with the first down. I mean, the fact that Eli Holstein has 2 interceptions so far and you're still up 7-3 is an encouraging sign. Here's Renfro, can't get the first down there. So now it's Penn State ball. C.J. Carr with the throw to his receiver for the first down. C.J. Carr to his tight end. So it's 1st and 10 at the 36. C.J. Carr to 85, his tight end. 2nd and 3 now. Carr with the throw to his receiver. Now it's 3rd and 17. Almost halftime. Penn State has 1 timeout. C.J. Carr. Oh, he's going to get sacked. But let's see if they can get this field goal. They can. 7-6 going into halftime. So now it's 3rd and 3. C.J. Carr to his tight end again. To his tight end getting a lot of looks. This might be either Reynolds or Cummins. I have the list here. I don't have the numbers, unfortunately. C.J. Carr gets a first down on the ground. 9 minutes left to go in the third. Carr with the fake handoff, but gets sacked. So now it's 3rd and 16. C.J. Carr. Bad screen. That just never worked. Just didn't work at all. So now Pitt gets the ball back. That is an incomplete pass. Eli Holstein. Oof, that could have been bad. But anyway, they didn't convert, so now it's Penn State ball. Quentin Martin Jr. with the first down. CJ Card shotgun with the screen. This time, this might work better. Quentin Martin gets the first down somehow. Here's Quentin Martin. Oh, no, this is the backup running back with a nice gain. 7-6, still the score. 3rd and 6 is the down and distance. 2:45 left to go. CJ Carr with the throw to his tight end for the touchdown. Touchdown Penn State, 12-7. Can they get the 2-point conversion? No, they cannot. So it's 12-7. Here's a throw to, I think that's Renfro. 12-7 still. I don't know why I'm saying the score. But here is the throw to Renfro again. Gets a first down. It's 4th and 2. The fullback. Can he get it? I think he could. I think he did. Here's Holstein. What will he decide to do? He's going to run and get 9 yards on the ground. Here's Holstein with the handoff to Lloyd for the first down. It's the 4th quarter now, so it's getting a little tense. Getting a little tense. Here's a screen to Lloyd. Ooh, nice move to get the first down. 10-20 left to go. And Holstein, oof. Can't get that catch, damn it. Here's a field goal attempt. Right through the uprights. 12-10. Here comes Penn State. Let's see what they could do. How about a rollout? The first down to the tight end. So like in real life, Penn State's best receiver turns out to be their tight end. Here's a Quentin Martin. Can't quite convert the 3rd down. So it's back to Pitt ball. How about an interception? I thought that ball was going to go over the guy's head, and it fucking didn't. Yeah, I'm mad. Come on, what is up with these interceptions? You gotta be kidding me. But Penn State cannot score so far. Can they get this? Oh, yeah, they can. Damn it. So now it's 19-10. 5:25 left to go. And here's a throw to Seymour for a first down. Pitt looks like they're in big-time trouble. Let's see if they can get out of this. How about another... Oh, God. Jeez Louise. What happened to me? What happened to me? But here's Jules Goff. You know what happened? This happened. Big gain. Holstein, though, 3 interceptions, man. Now here's Holstein. Holstein. 5 yards on the ground. And then Holstein. I'm like scared. I think he gets a touch on the ground. But I'm definitely scared at this point, trying to throw the ball because everything gets picked off. So I'm kind of in my head, you know. And guess what? Pitt's going to get the ball back. 3 minutes left to go. Time for Holstein to become a hero. Or is it going to be Lloyd? He gets the first down there. 1:58 left to go in the game. 3rd and 9. Holstein with the big throw to Seymour. 1:35 left to go. Holstein. God damn it. What was I thinking there? I'm not quite sure. Holstein does get the tackle. And that might do it. It's 3rd and 11 though. And oh my gosh. Penn State's going to have to punt. I mean, I guess they could have went for the 51-yard field goal, but they won't. So Penn State's going to punt, and Pitt will actually get time left. Eli Holstein has 4 INTs. It's 3rd and 3. 50 seconds left. Now, I don't understand, okay? That he was sailing one way. I thought the ball was going to hit him in stride, and I don't understand it, man. I don't know what happened with this game. I'm sure you could blame all those picks on me. I feel like at least 2 of those picks were bullshit. But that really sucked, man. That sucked. 5 INTs. I threw 6 all season. Did I just become stupid or something like that? You know, like Was it really me? Or was there some kind of, was the game kind of messing with me in some ways? I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, Reynolds must be the tight end, by the way, for Penn State, because he had the touchdown catch. But what a game, though. I mean, looking at it from an objective standpoint, it was definitely a great game, a close game, undermined by the 5 freaking INTs. So yeah, Pitt's season is done. They lose in the first round. Sherman Meyer still doesn't have a playoff win to his name yet. Only has 1 bowl win total. And unfortunately, no one wants to hire him as a head coach. Iowa State did. But again, I don't think that's quite not quite an upgrade. Not quite an upgrade. So we're going to stay with Pitt for a year. Here was the results of the first season with Pitt. Mostly, hey, I mean, 11-2 is a solid year, especially for a team like Pitt, who doesn't always have double-digit win seasons. Made a CFP appearance. You really can't be too down or too sad about what happened to Pitt. It's just unfortunate the way they lost, of course. You can see the results of some of the other bowl games. Louisville beat Arizona State. Texas beat Michigan. Oklahoma beat Cincinnati. Michigan State beat UCF. You got Bama defeated Notre Dame. Looks like Georgia defeated Tennessee. And so Georgia faces Clemson. Again, there are some, the CFP bracket, I gotta say, guys. I do think it screws the top teams. I mean, we only had we have evidence of one season in real life of this. But, if you're Clemson, you go 12-0, and you somehow have to face Georgia, who, was pretty much the best ACC school. They lose 1 game. I guess they lost to Texas A&M to avoid, to not be able to play in the... what am I trying to say? I guess my point is they have to play probably the best SEC school, which is going to be tough sledding for Clemson. But check this out. Washington State faced Oregon State in the Gasparilla Bowl. So that's something. I don't know why that would happen. But Ohio State defeated Bowling Green. What's Ohio State doing in the Detroit Bowl? Huh? How is that happening? How do they fall so far? But yeah, we got the Gator Bowl coming up. We got the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Iowa State, Kent State, and the Sun Bowl. That's a rough matchup. Ball State versus Wyoming, the Arizona Bowl. You got the Peach Bowl, Georgia versus Clemson. For Clemson, that's bad news. Florida versus Maryland, the Music City Bowl. You got Bama versus Texas A&M in the Sugar Bowl. You got Tulane versus USC, and then Penn State versus Kansas State. How will the rest of the playoffs unfold? Well, they're going to unfold without Pitt, that's for sure. You can check out the Week 1 results this way as well. 31-23 is how Georgia defeated Tennessee. Mostly close games all around. But now let's check out the bracket after a week. You can see Penn State defeated Kansas State 34-19. Georgia beat Clemson 49-26. Texas A&M defeated Bama. And then Tulane defeated USC. Tulane could possibly end up in the national title game. That is kind of crazy. But they got to face Texas A&M first. So we got some interesting matchups. Georgia versus Penn State. Then Tulane versus Texas A&M. You kind of, my worry would be that Georgia would absolutely destroy Tulane if that ever came to that. But yeah, 32 touchdown passes, 11 INTs for Holstein. Still a solid season. I mean, those 5 INTs, a little ridiculous. But my best performance as a QB playing this game so far in this dynasty. So really, in any season, full season I've played in this game, that's been the best season despite the 5 INT game. So, because I throw a lot of picks. I don't know what to say. But Georgia ends up being the national champions for the year 2027. They faced Texas A&M, beat them 40-33. So I can't exactly remember who won the previous year's national titles, but Maybe I should make some sort of Excel spreadsheet or something. And here you can see the recruiting class. We got a quarterback. We got a couple of running backs. Quincy Cantwell and Keontae LeBourne. We got 4 wide receivers coming. A couple of tackles. Guard. A 3-star center who is a gem. Some nice linemen, defensive linemen, at least 2. 1 DT, a couple of outside linebackers, middle linebacker, Ed Speaks. Yeah, pretty much all around. We got some nice guys. The 3-star guys that we got are all gems, so a lot of potential there. And looks like now we're 14th in the recruiting class, which is we'll take it. You know, it's pretty solid, I would say. But our quarterback situation is going to be interesting coming into the next season, 2028, because we got Pears, we got Karoma, the freshman, the true freshman, who we just recruited. It's going to be between those two. You got Zombo as well, and Roland, who's kind of out of the rotation there. But yeah, we got Karoma. We got Pears. He's more of a scrambler, more of a speedster guy. We got Jared Werner, our running back. Yeah, it's not looking too great. John Holiday. We definitely have to build this running back room. It's definitely not where it needs to be. But Jared Warner is our lead running back. Merrick is our fullback still. He's a carryover. We got Montero. We got Renfro. We got Eurisha. Javier, it'd be oh God, how do I say that? Urrutia. Oh my God, hopefully I don't say it too many times. Nall still the tight end. Our skill guys, it's not too great. Our skill. I mean, Nall, I was hoping that he would progress more than just being 78 overall, but it is what it is. You got Borea at left tackle, who's a pretty solid rating there. Our offensive line, actually, in general, is pretty solid compared to our skill guys, who just, other than our top 2 receivers, just not much to write home about. But our front 7 on defense also looking pretty nice. Adrian Tuggle looking like the best rated defensive player on our team. But pretty much everybody's over an 80 overall here. And you got Davin Bruton, 84 overall. Ed Speaks is pretty high up there. Got our cornerbacks. I feel like our secondary is probably our strength. Our secondary looks pretty damn strong. Front 7 looks pretty solid. Really, it's the skill guys. The skill guys, which I would say is our biggest weakness. Our linemen, our offensive line seems fine. And it'd be interesting because we got Caesar Chin. It's funny name. At wide receiver, he's 4th in the depth chart, so we might see him in the slot a lot. And Pitt entering the season ranked 4th in the nation. I think largely off the strength of our defense. I do think that Sherman Meyer is able to successfully recruit on D to get Pitt. I think it makes sense that they're in top 5, even though their offense doesn't really look all that great, especially, their quarterback situation. It's not the best, but hopefully it can work out. Obviously, we'll miss Holstein, that's for sure. And here's our schedule. We got FCS Northwest, you got Arizona State, and then we start with some conference games. Georgia Tech, Clemson. Those are 2 road games. You got a home game versus Miami, at Cal, at Boston College, and then a random SEC game in October versus Missouri, and then Virginia Tech to close out October. And then in November, we got Charlotte, another out-of-conference game, and then Syracuse, and then Wake Forest to close out the regular season. But, yeah, we definitely have some tough games here, especially in the middle here with Clemson. Well, towards the middle, kind of more in the beginning of the season. Clemson and Miami. Really, if we can get through Clemson somehow, we could make a serious run. And Syracuse is actually ranked right now, so Syracuse actually might be doing pretty well, at least according to the game's calculations. But we'll be looking at job security all season because this is year 2, and Sherman Byers is definitely looking to find a better job offer elsewhere. And if he doesn't get it, we might have to look at other avenues, right? Maybe the NFL. Maybe the NFL will call, depending on how well he does this year. We'll see. But we're eyeing a few jobs, especially the SEC. We're hoping an SEC school will call us. But if that doesn't happen, we'll figure something out. But we, even though we're probably going to be leaving after this year, we do want to send Pitt off on the right note. So we'll still be recruiting our ass off because I think it's an ego thing for Sherman Byers. He still wants to have a top recruiting class for Pitt, whether or not he actually is going to remain the coach. We'll see. But if he can put Pitt on the right track to becoming a great school for many years after he's gone, then I think that's something that he wants to do. But that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Next episode, we're going to get really deep into the 2028 season with Sherman Byers and Pitt. And thank you very much. Like, subscribe. Goodbye.